I don't think I'm going to surprise anybody if I tell you that Surface Duo and Surface Duo 2 are very strange devices that do not really fit the mold of a standard slab style phone. And one of the biggest pieces of evidence for that, besides just, looking at the thing, is the fact that so many people want to use, or in fact do use, their Surface Duo as a secondary device where they carry a standard phone of some sort, probably some compact or some slab style phone, a more traditional phone, but then they also have their Surface Duo maybe in the other pocket along with them. Some people seem to truly believe that Duo offers a different enough experience and use case to actually warrant carrying both phones, and I was curious to what degree that was true. So I put out a poll on my YouTube channel, which if you are not subscribed, you will not see these lovely fun polls, so you should hit that subscribe button. And I asked, is your Surface Duo or Duo 2 your primary phone? Now we have over 800 votes. Granted, some of these are just votes to see the results, but I digress. These results quite surprised me because whether it was my original Surface Duo or it was my Duo 2, they were my only phone. I put my SIM in them and I drove them as my daily driver. But it seems as though a lot of you are using your Duo or Duo 2 as a secondary phone. In fact, 40% of you voted, no, it is not my primary phone. It is my secondary phone, that you're treating it kind of like a weird tablet. Now, once you accept these poll results, there's a lot to dive into and a lot to digest from there. The first thing you have to ask yourself is that what Microsoft wants you to be doing with this device? Is that their vision for Surface Duo? And I think the answer is clearly no. They want Surface Duo to be your only device. And I'm going to probably cause some controversy by saying this, but let me back this up a little bit. So originally, the original design for Surface Duo, when it was going to be Andromeda, running Andromeda OS, and you've seen stuff from Windows Central, what that was going to look like, but it was going to be effectively a dual screen pocket PC, a true Surface device. Yes, that was going to be a secondary device, but I think that Microsoft understood from the very beginning, once they made that shift to Android to partner with Google, that this thing was now a phone, and that there is effectively zero precedent for a companion phone to ever exist in the world. I mean, Palm has their little Palm phone, companion phone dude that's tiny, and that's supposed to be a companion phone. Oh, I'm gonna leave my big phone at home on the weekend and carry this thing, and that's cool, and that's whatever. But no one bought it, like I said, there's just no precedent for this kind of thing. And this is different than that even, because you're going to be carrying a full-size slab phone, and then you're going to be carrying, what, another giant phone in the other pocket. I just don't think that there's a lot of people that are going to want to do that. And I know that my poll results say that there are a lot of people that are going to want to do that, but we're polling a niche. We're polling people who own Duo and asking them what they're doing with it. We're not polling everyone. Would you like to carry another giant thing in your pocket besides your phone? Because I think if we did that, the vast majority of people would say, no, I carry a giant phone already. Why would I want to carry another giant phone? And if you want more evidence as to what Microsoft wants you to be doing with their Surface Duo, look no further than Surface Duo 2 and the giant camera bump on the back of it, or the fact that it has now NFC and the other things that they've added to it, the newest version of the Snapdragon processor that was on the market when this thing came out. They clearly adjusted the original Duo, which fell short, and a lot of people would say, well, I can't carry this as my only phone because the camera is not good enough, or I need NFC to tap to pay, or for public transportation passes, so forth and so on. So that can't be my only phone. It literally cannot be my only device. Well, now they've addressed these things with Duo 2. They're not going to do that if they expect this to be your secondary device. They expect people to buy Surface Duo 2 and to keep it in their pocket as their only phone. And that's not the only significant difference, significant change between Surface Duo 1 and Surface Duo 2. If you look at Surface Duo One, you may remember when the price started falling precipitously, quite quickly after launch. $699 right now on Microsoft's website. If you go to Amazon, the 128 gig model is $20 cheaper than that. And then, strangely enough, the 256 gig model is $399 on Amazon right now. There's only 4 left in stock. I'll put a link in the description. If you've been on the fence, maybe now's the time. Android 11 is out. Surface Duo is quite a bit better. $399 is a pretty good price for a secondary device. These prices fell very quickly. If you go to Duo 2, the price actually went up to $14.99, and guess what? That's where it's going to stay, $14.99 at Best Buy, $14.99 on Amazon. I really don't think it's going to be coming down anytime soon because, one, they think the device is much improved and that it is worth that price, but two, they've probably done a much better job this time around in terms of manufacturing quantities, to the fact that they're only making as many as they need to make, so that they don't need to drop the price of this thing. They don't have to have a fire sale because, whoopsie, we made way too many and no one's buying them. They probably learned some important lessons from the first time around. But let's be honest here, $14.99 is not a secondary device. You can spend $400 for a secondary device. You're not going to spend $14.99 for a secondary device. And before someone in the comment says, I did that, congratulations, you have more money than you know what to do with. All of this serves to underscore what I think one of the biggest problems for Surface Duo is. Microsoft wants you to see $14.99 as a reasonable price for this thing. They want you to see this as the only device that you're going to need, whereas a lot of people kind of don't want to see the device that way. So Microsoft has to convince you that it is sufficient, that you're not going to miss your iPhone, you're not going to miss your Galaxy S247, whatever it might be by then, that you're going to be perfectly happy with your Surface Duo 2, or maybe down the line, your Surface Duo 3, and that again, that price is actually not that big of a deal. And so far, they've just not been able to do that, and these poll results reflect that reality. There are people that are curious about Duo, and even the people that are most curious about Duo, and I would argue, if you're here watching my video, you're probably of the most curious about Surface Duo, and the fact that most of you, the majority of you that have purchased one, don't have your SIM in the thing at this point, either because it's your secondary device or because you've just sat the thing down and moved away from it because you just didn't think it was good enough at that point. That's got to be disheartening for Microsoft. Now, it would also be really great to know if Duo 2 is moving that needle in the right direction. I've got some comments that might point in that direction, but I'm going to need better data going forward. Cornell here says he uses his Duo 2 as his primary phone. I can't highlight the correct text there, but you can read it. JC Crawford, though, says Duo 2 was my main for a while. Now it sits in a drawer as he alternates between Z Fold 3 and Pixel 6 Pro. Love Duo 2, but I hate how I have to press everything twice or swipe the screen multiple times. He's still having touch problems, so he's put his away. That's not great. Govind, I really hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, Surface Duo 2. That's his daily driver. Israel Lighting, Surface Duo 2 is his daily driver. Moshi here uses Duo 2 as their daily driver. So there's some yeses, there's some nos, and if you're Microsoft, you're really hoping that the changes you made on Duo 2, like the camera bump, like the NFC and other inclusions, you've got to be hoping that that's going to move the needle, because you can't rely on this thing selling well if it's a secondary device, because again, that is a niche of a niche of a niche. People that can afford a $1,500 secondary device, one, and then two, people are going to want to carry such a large thing in addition to a probably already sizable phone. This thing has to be your only device to be able to sell well at all, and it's unclear to me currently if Duo 2 is moving the needle in the right direction. So guys, I would love to know your thoughts on this idea that I've just kind of laid out here. I'd love to know deeper information. If you're a Duo 2 owner, is this thing your daily driver? Maybe you owned a Duo 1 and you upgraded. Did you experience a change where you went, hey, Duo 1, yeah, it's going to be my secondary, but Duo 2, I could see this being my primary, or now it is my primary phone. For me, I can definitely see that. Duo 1, yeah, that's a cool device for me to use, and I use the thing as my daily for a good while, but there are things that held me back, primarily the camera being such garbage, that kept me from wanting to keep it in there full time. And of course, the bugginess, the black screen bug and stuff, that was a big problem. When I got Duo 2, SIM went straight in it, and I've not really had any desire to pull my SIM back out, despite having some other really solid options that I could be using. My SIM remains in my Duo 2. Let me know if your experience is reflective of that as well. Guys, thanks for making it to the end of today's video. I do greatly appreciate it. If you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss more, as I do post a ton of videos every week. And look, you don't want to miss them, right? So stay tuned for that, and until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.